quit. Okay, so, this game hurt. A lot.
Previously on Art of Fighting Month.
That game hard.
And now the continuation.
This game harder. Holy crap! I have never encountered a game this ball-busting. Art of Fighting 2 simply does not mess around.
If you want to know why everything has been taking me so long to get out, it's because I've been desperately trying not to go mad and breaking everything in a nearby vicinity. My poor joystick has been used and abused just from the amount of pure, unbridled rage that this game brought about.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, more.
And why are you still here?
Because I am Reaper Zero.
Every time with this guy.
Anyway, before we get into, well, everything, let's just get this out of the way. Art of Fighting 2 is a very well-built and fast game. SNK wanted to outdo the first game as much as they could, so they took everything that was popular in Art of Fighting 1 and cranked it up to 12 for the sequel. Which, in retrospect, was smart because, despite the difficulty, Art of Fighting was a smash hit.
How could it not be? If you thought school bullies were good at taking lunch money, Art of Fighting could rob the World Bank.
And it's not hyperbole when I say its sequel, Art of Fighting 2, is leagues more difficult than Art of Fighting 1, which makes this thing the equivalent of robbing Fort Knox.
And the World Bank. At the same time. Because there's two. It's Art of Fighting 2. Nah!
I spent too long on this game. Way too long. And honestly, despite the fact that it's an improvement on the original, there really aren't that many alterations from the first game. Aside from some sprites being updated and some moves being changed around. It's basically the same game with more options. I mean, heck, even in arcade mode, you can pick from anyone and not just Rio or Robert this time. That's pretty good, at least. Now, if you liked one character but you wanted to play by yourself, well, there you go. Now you can.
I'm just stalling for time at this point by saying rather innocuous stuff that makes you yell no shit at the camera for. Alright, so let's stop wasting time and do this. But since the game is a bit harder, I'm gonna go for 15 tries instead of 10. I'm gonna need every chance I get.
So, just like last time, we're starting off with Rio, since he is the main character and all. And hey, Yuri's actually playable in this game too. She's no longer just a damsel in distress this time. Let's take her on first. And hey, check it out, we're in her weight room. People getting pumped and jacked and making gains. You can even see me in the background during my first week at the gym. Alright, so I know the game's legacy is that it's really difficult, okay? But you know what? It's just Yuri. She was a non-combatant in the first game. She can't be that difficult. But, you know...
But just to make sure that I'm prepared this time, I've got a bottle of water here right with me, because I get the feeling I'm gonna need to hydrate myself after all this salt. Okay, so that's a couple of quarters down, but you know what? Let's get serious. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Here I come, Yuri! Is this for real? Am I really losing this badly? I'm grumpy, leave me alone.
So, do you want to know how long it took me to actually beat her and see the second guy I gotta fight? You really want to know?
I started with 15 credits. I beat her when I had 0.
That's right. I went through all 15 continues before I could beat her once to see the second guy. She even got a perfect KO on me once. Hey, if I'm wasting money on this machine, I'd better at least see a sports bra. It's not much, but I'll take what I can get. But I did manage to beat her, barely. And the second guy is apparently Strider Hiryu. Okay then, aren't you supposed to be in the future doing some ninja stuff, or... His name is actually Keiji, and he completely destroys me before I even have a chance to defend myself and learn his patterns. Okay, so that's 15 tries down, and you know what? I did better with Robert on the first game, so let me switch to Robert and try it again. Let's see how this works. And here we go again! Okay, to be fair, I did a lot better with Robert against Yuri than I did with Rio. It didn't take me nearly as long to beat her. And now I've got plenty of coins to take on Eiji, and... oh, it doesn't matter how many coins I got. This guy completely wrecked me. Okay, stop that. There's been enough montages in this video already, okay? Just stop! They don't need to see me fail at everything. Including life. Then again, they are watching me, so maybe they already saw that. I should have quit right here. I mean, I couldn't beat the second guy. I mean, any sane person would have just called it quits and decided to move on to another arcade machine. But... I committed arcade blasphemy, and I decided to lower the difficulty. You see, I'm probably going to get crap for this, but at this point I don't care, because I actually do own the game. This is a legit legal purchase on Amazon. And the reason I'm saying this is because I'm not playing it on the PlayStation 2 right now. I'm actually emulating it. Yeah, I decided to use an emulator instead of a PS2 because it's much easier to record off of an emulator than it is from a capture device. But, you know, it's still arcade difficult. So what I had to do was I had to go into the game itself and lower the difficulty. I'm not just going to get crap for emulating it, but I'm also probably going to get crap from people who played this game in the arcades and beat it. I get it. I'm going to get lynched because I suck at it. The game is hard. Cut me a break. I only saw 2 characters, and I want to move on. So because I lowered the difficulty, I decided to instead go from 15 tries to 10 tries to see how far I could get this time. I figured it was an even trade-off. What is with that girl? If she was this tough all along, how come she couldn't save herself? But Jesus! I'll be honest, I didn't really notice all that much of a difference in terms of difficulty. Yuri is still hard. Maybe she's not quite as hard as if the difficulty were a little bit higher, but I don't know. I can't really tell if it made a difference at all. Well, at least that's over with again. Alright, Eiji, this time you're mine, and I'm gonna win! Cause you know what? Difficulty's lowered, I can take you! I can take you! I'm grumpy again, stop mocking me. Did I mention that every time I lost to this guy, he calls me Bobby Boy? Bobby Boy. If only your wit was as sharp as your kunai knives, you cheap Strider Hiryu shinobi wannabe fuck! Okay, after several tries, I did actually manage to beat him. Finally. And my next opponent is... oh god, not Jack! This guy was a pain in the rear end the first time around. And I bet in this game he's even tougher. What? Huh, I didn't lose a single time. In fact, the same tactic that worked on him in the first game works here too. They didn't update him? He's still the same? I mean, that's just gotta be a fluke, right? Well, next up is Lee, you know, the bouncy old chameleon guy from the first game. Alright, so let's go. Huh. Well then. Yeah, these guys are actually considerably easier than Eiji and Yuri. By a country mile, even. I really don't think they updated them from the last game, just fine-tuned their sprites a little bit. But you know what? Hey, I don't mind. I'm pumped now. Yeah, I can do this. I can win. I'm like Piccolo after he fused with Nail. Yes, yes, yes. I feel great. I can win. I can do this.
forgot what game I was playing.
This guy is Temyin. Temyin. How do you... It doesn't matter. And anyway, this guy is not really all that hard, per se. He just has way too much health. Most of my attacks barely did any damage to the guy, when in the previous fights, they were completely dominating.
Oh, and he keeps diving at me and hitting me in the junk. You see, this is why it doesn't matter how you pronounce his name. Because from here on out, he will forever be known as Slapnuts. Because I hate him.
Yeah, this was as far as I could get. Slapnuts here just kept on hitting me in the junk or just running out the time limit with his massive health bar. I probably could have beat him eventually, but at that point I was drained and exhausted. I simply don't have the constitution to continue trying to beat Art of Fighting. I did my best, and I hope that's commendable.
Plus, I just wanted to move on to the third and final game in this Art of Fighting retrospective. I didn't have the energy or the patience to deal with this crap anymore. So hopefully, Path of the Warrior Art of Fighting 3 is going to be a lot more gentle, because Art of Fighting 2 didn't even give me a chance to bite the pillow.